Hello, race fans, and welcome to the Carb night. A long night of racing here at the Elite Racing Network. We are starting off, of course, with the incredible Freedom 100 here on 2025 B Factory Motorsports Carb Day. This is going to be one heck of a race. This is going to be the first Freedom 100. The Indy NXT, and it's gonna be one heck of a show. Well, Carlos, what are you looking forward to for this one starting off?
I'm looking to see if we're going to have ourselves a repeat winner or a first-time winner here in the, I believe Chad mentioned it was the 12th running of the Freedom 100, which Chad himself was on the phone call earlier today. Very, very adamant about telling me he's won multiple times, which, you know, it is true. But this is, it's as you mentioned, the first one with the Indy NXT car, recently released as of, I think, last month or a couple months ago. However, while these cars haven't driven in Indianapolis, we're still going to be, iRacing has shipped out like a non-visual but an actual package for these cars to run on a big oval. So we're going to be seeing how they would be running here in this track, as qualifying has wrapped up, warm-up has ended, and we are live and ready here for qualifying, with Frank Fodi getting the pole for the 12th running of the Freedom 100. Elaine Logart in his outside and second. Andrew Hardcastle qualifying in third, with Gavin Hibbs in fourth. And fifth place and sixth place will be Victor Aldrich in the number 88 machine, with Tyler Fodi in sixth place. Seventh will be Connor Nixon, and Justin Wadsworth has qualified in eighth place. Chad Frankenfield in 10th, with Caleb Pacumer right in front of him, qualifying on the inside row there in ninth position. Ethan Stanley in 11th, with Colin Hill in 12th place, the number 21 machine. 13th will be seeing Luis Gonzalez Nunez and Hunter Smith to his outside in 14th place. 15th will be Austin Inabit, and it changed here. Logan Edwards in 16th place. 17th will be Pierce Hostler and Bryce Fodi qualifying in 18th place. 19th will be Jordan Decker and somebody familiar, James Watson, in that 20th position. What happened there? 21st, Hobson, AJ Hobson with Wagner to his outside in 22nd. 23rd, Albrecht in that number 29 machine, and Josh Osborne in that number 20 will be qualified in 24th place. Dylan Javier in 25th, with Hatfield in 26th position. 27th will be Seth Rawls and Wallet in number 28. 29th will be M. Javier. Who's M. Javier? Let me get it. Mitchell Javier, excuse me. Yeah, there we go. And Wayne Hunter in that 30th position. 31st will be Mark Robiles and Corey Abbott to his outside in that 23rd position. 32nd position. In 33rd will be Camargo and Toole in 34th. Lawson qualifying in 35th, and Logan Key to his outside in 36th position. And rounding up the field in the number 03 car will be Connor Thompson Gardner. So we already had two drivers who missed the start. That's Luis Gonzalez Nunez and Ben Lawson. They threw me off for that whole deal here. But we're gonna have a couple laps of pacing before we do go ahead and start off the race. And actually, while you're there in the field, James, what did you tell me? Qualifying mid of the pack, how does that feel for you?
Yeah, it's gonna make things difficult. The interesting thing about this is quite, flat out and just turn your brain off. Like, I think a few of us would have thought, you're still flat out, absolutely, but you're still actually having to kind of drive the car. You got to put a lot of input in. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's going to be a bit of an issue because of it. And so you just got to be careful and be on the game when it comes to making the in-car adjustments. The biggest issue you run in the dirty air with this car is thermal deg. You don't get a whole lot of actual percentage wear, but these tires will overheat and you will feel the lack of grip. So you just got to keep as much temp out of them as you can.
All right, I believe we have one to green this time by. Is that correct?
We are. Only one corner to go before chaos begins.
All right, Frank Fodi getting the pole here for the 12th running. The 12th running. The Freedom 100. And honestly, it's a blast. I've done this the last 3 seasons in a row. And, well, we've had a lot of excitement. We've had clean races, and we've had a bunch of hard crashes. Let's see what we're going to have en route tonight as the pace car is off, and Frank Fodi's getting ready to carry this field of 37 across the yard of bricks for the first time here tonight. Green flag is out for the first of 4 races.
I think we're already starting to get a little bit of 3 wide here.
I'm going to fix a small issue there with the scoring. And for some reason, Norgard is showing incorrect, even though, no, he's correct on my end. But no issues here for the front so far as Frank Fodi leads them through the first 75% of the race before he finally loses the lead, getting a little loose off of 3. Gavin Hibbs is by himself in the very front of the pack as he's going to lead the very first lap of the very first race of the Factory Motorsports Carb Day Freedom 100.
Yeah, this thing is a bit sketchy on cold tires in the rear, especially in clean air, so I'm not surprised that Frank struggled a little bit up there leading the pack. It's not much of an issue all the way back here, but it's definitely something that you have to contend with and something to keep an eye on if we do get a restart here at any point.
Well, he's managed to hold it on so far to the point where Fodi did lose that lead on that first lap. But Fodi's right on that back end of that number 95 machine. Looks to the inside, doesn't quite get the spot he wants. Tucks back, but now Hibbs is defending on the inside as they're going 3 wide for second place, 3 wide for the lead.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is wild. This is abject insanity right now.
Here we go. Here goes Fodi, and here comes Nixon, Connor Nixon on the outside as Hibbs backs off and gives the spot to those 2 guys battling for that lead now. That loss of momentum is going to cost him another spot as he drops down into 4th, but Frank Fodi retakes the lead and might lead the first lap here on lap number 3.
Yes, sir. Your pole sitter back to the front, back to the pointy end of this field. Great.
It seems like you can't really hold the lead on for more than about a lap before the momentum starts carrying the competition closer to you. and possibly tries to pass you for the lead. As there goes Nixon on the outside, as he's trying to get the momentum around the top line there to get to Fody for that position. Isn't quite able to do so. And, well, James, you're out there on the field right now. I think I see you there in the middle of the pack. How's that car handling for you in dirty air?
It's a bit neutral. I'm not suffering in it like I would, say, the IR-18, but it's definitely noticeable, and it is a bit of an issue trying to make passes because of it. And plus, there's just... Oh, we got wrecking! Oh, boy! Oh, it's a big one! Oh, that happened right next to me.
You're good, though, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm all right. Physically, at any rate. Mentally, I don't know.
Yeah, Bryce Fody in that quick shifts number 80 machine destroyed up against the outside wall. Couple cars were riding that outside wall pretty hard, but let's go and see if let me go see if I can pull up a replay as I see Chris Albert, AJ Hobson, Pierce Hausler, Bryce Fody being drivers mentioned as to who was involved. But while the caution comes out and the drivers start slowing down, let's go ahead and see what happened here. Ooh, somebody hit the outside wall. Oh, man.
Wow, that is violent. Good lord. Medic!
See right there, that whole... The whole back of the car has just been ripped off. It's just been sheared off from multiple contacts. And a lot of the guys that ended up just clipping either the wings or the back end of the cars just started taking off in the air. Thankfully, they all managed to come back down. But a lot of wrecked race cars here very early on into this race. Less than 4 minutes since we took the green flag.
Yeah, but, you know, that's... I think what we expected to happen. Any sort of incident was gonna take a lot of people with them. God. That is almost a sport ender there, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have a car inside the safer barrier.
Yeah, we definitely did. It was Pierce Hausler that hit the wall and then bounced down into a couple of the other race cars there as we were taking a look there at Bryce Fody. But yeah, we had another driver upside down, essentially dark sliding that rail.
Yeah, I think Pierce pierced the wall. Thank you. Be here all week.
Give it to you. I'll give it to you. But the first caution is out, and I believe we have 2 to go. Actually, no, we don't have... Yeah, we have 1 to green.
Oh,
now.
Yep. And it's, you know, this caution does help because we're going to be a bit close on fuel. I think we're kind of right on the money here. But I don't think fuel is going to be much of an issue anymore.
Well, that's good. I don't know how these pit stops get programmed into iRacing, but I guess I'm not sure if a pit stop is something expected or if maybe it was an accident from the administrators on you know, setting up for how long the race should go.
Well, the sad thing is at the start, so just shows you how much fuel we're burning and going flat out.
There you go. That should fix the last of the graphical bugs we'll be having. We'll refresh in a couple of little bits. Pace car is off. Have the first restart of the night. And Fody, just like in the start of the race, is leading the field for this first restart of the Freedom 100.
Now, already people want to get some passes done.
almost 3 wide in this, in kind of like the middle, around the top 10 section of the field, as that's Jared Frankenfield. First time we're seeing him kind of running this well so far. Multi-time winner here, trying to get his 3rd win of the Freedom 100. Up to 6, up 4 spots from his qualifying position in 10th. And actually, while we're at it, let's take a look at some of the quick and notable jumpers of the field. Who's improved the most so far with, 8 laps into this 40-lap race. And the biggest mover I can see is Edison Toole in that number 42 machine down in 22nd. And he's up 13 spots and looking to climb some more. Meanwhile, up at the front, Connor Nixon is looking to the inside of Frank Fody. He's going to get the spot, and Frank has to slide up a little bit to not make contact. A little bit of an opening on the inside, and I believe Tyler Fody thought about taking it 4 wide, as some of these guys were 4 wide for a second. Yeah. 3 wide for the lead, 3 wide for 7th place, and then the couple cars in position in the middle or side by side there. As Connor Nixon trying to clear off Frank Fody, isn't quite able to do so, as we're continuing to go side by side for this race lead. As a little bit of blocking, I don't know if this is exactly blocking. I don't know what the rules are in terms of this league for blocking with the Carb Cup Day. I don't know if there's any changes as well. What did you see there?
I saw a car to my end. So how we didn't wreck right there. That was very scary to see next to me, I will tell you that.
Well, we're still 3 wide here up at the front as Nixon, Fody, and Hibbs battle out to see who's going to be leading the 10th lap of the Freedom 100. As Hibbs kind of struggles a little bit on the outside, and Frank dives it from the top to the bottom, back to the top. As he's going to side draft there, Nixon trying to get that lead, isn't quite able to do so. And we're back to being 3 wide as Justin Wadsworth shoves his nose, or at least thought about shoving his nose there into the inside. Connor Nixon's going to hold on to that lead for just another lap longer, as there's 30 laps left to go in the Freedom 100.
Oh boy, this is going to be the longest 30 laps of my life, regardless of if I survive to the end or not.
Oh, Frank's dead! People are dying!
Oh.
You made it through?
Nope, I got involved. I don't know how much damage I got.
I'm not even quite sure just what happened. It happened right when I blinked. I blinked, and next thing I saw was Frank Fody heading straight. I can't even say it correctly. Just going straight into the outside wall. Let me see if I can. So many guys have crashed that I can't even find where the crash was. We may have had a couple different incidents actually. Let's start first with, I think Elena Norgard was dinged here for an issue. Oh, there! Oh my goodness.
Oh, Frank Fody just got. Oh yeah, there's me.
Yeah. You're right there.
They don't have a meatball though.
Yeah,
I think Frank Fody's life is done.
From what I saw, I think you got just wing damage. If you go down Pier Road, I believe they just replaced that whole front end for you, don't they?
It says I do have wheel damage and the toe is knocked out a little bit, but so as long as there's no meatball though, that's the important thing.
Everyone's swirling, trying to get any clear chance of road they can. As Gavin Hibbs, we're gonna go on board here with the rail camera, or I don't know what the proper term is for this camera, the roll bar camera. Yes, that's the wrong person. Just right in front of him. He got past Frank Fody and probably thought the whole thing was done, but a couple guys right in front of him made some wheel contact and resulted in Gavin Hibbs making wheel contact and just going straight up into the air and doing some barrel rolls. Let me see if I can even find you. Tyler Fody also involved. I believe he was one of the guys that made contact with him. Yeah, there we go. Tyler Fody up against the outside wall. His race is done. Looks like after the crash, he was able to not really hit anyone else.
Well, I only had like 8 seconds of required, 10 seconds of optional, and my spotter's telling me that I got no damage no more, so we're back on the fight, baby!
Oh yeah, way to go! As we're on board with you, as you just, you had nowhere to go. There's nothing you could have done.
Yup. Nope.
Honestly,
had it
go on.
Got down in front of me at that point. There was just nothing I could do.
All right. Well, Chris Albert has unfortunately crashed out of the race. He's asking me to bring him and Connor up into the booth. And gentlemen, unfortunate news for you guys, as you guys are already out of the Freedom 100. What was it like out there for you guys?
I'm not. I'm still in it.
Oh, you're still.
Yeah,
oh,
Connor's
right.
still in it, so we'll have another driver's voice in the booth. But yeah, honestly, this is a pretty crazy race so far, with 2 and 3 wide in this giant pack. It was a lot of fun, and I was started in the back and was trying to work my way up on the outside, and then the crash happened right in front of me, and there was nowhere to go. But I feel like this race, we've got about 27 laps to go, and I can only imagine it's going to be survival of the fittest from here.
Yeah, it's a bummer for you, Chris, but hopefully that's just you getting the bad luck out today, and so you have all the luck to convert that P1 spot to the dub on Thursday.
Thanks, James. That's the hope. We'll see how it goes.
Well, we are already 1 to green. And Connor, are you comfortable driving and commentating?
I mean, I was just told to join. I didn't. I guess you thought I was out of the race. I don't mind to be in here. Y'all can kick me out if you want to, but yeah, I might not. I mean, I'm here to chat. I've been chatting it up, but I'm chilling in the back right now. We're letting everybody decide on what they want to do on these big moves early on, but yeah, no, I mean, if I need to go, I can, but I'll be in here.
If you wanna like chirp in a word or two every once in a while, that's perfectly fine. We have Chris here, we have James here, and I'm also here as well. But with these 2 guys here, I'll probably take a little step back, save my voice for the rest of the race.
10-4.
Sounds good.
Oh, holy gaps, Batman! What are we doing back here?
Well, our restart, we've got Connor Nixon, Justin Wadsworth, and Victor Aldrich, the top 3. And green flag is out. Here we go. And we've got some accordion effect. It looks like somebody got hit in the back.
Oh, like this. Oh my God.
Seth Rolls did get hit on that restart, but everyone is still rolling forward. Leaders are behaving themselves through turn 2. Oh, the leader gets turned! Car number 19, Justin Wadsworth, gets turned along the back straightaway, and the yellow is out.
Oh my God, we're still wrecking. Someone got turned into a helicopter. Mother of mercy.
No, we're going to have to go back and take a look at this.
Yeah, huge
I'm
crash.
just putting around like, is it safe? Is it safe to continue? Holy crackers.
All right, we need our driver commentators to tell us what they saw on that one.
Again,
I just saw big smoke and big death. Oh, Wadsworth up into the wall.
Oh, somebody else.
We were saved, and then I don't know what happened. There was a separate incident then, because there was definitely someone into a Beyblade. Who? Someone gets spun back up into the wall, and it's still not the helicopter. I don't think so. There was a third incident.
There were multiple incidents here.
So certainly Wadsworth got turned into the wall. No one immediately crashed there.
Oh yeah, someone.
And
Yeah, who's that
We all
gets
went
turned
left to
and
avoid
pulls
him, and then
back?
somebody gets turned. Yeah. If
James,
you
it
take the
looks
wheel
like you
too
lost.
hard,
Yeah, it looks like you lost it, swerving
give
to the inside.
Logan Edwards,
No, it wasn't
I
me.
kind of want to say. Take a look at Logan Edwards, see what
Oh.
happened to him.
There's Logan Edwards lost control. Sorry, I was on the wrong vehicle there. He
And
lost control,
Man.
swerving.
oh, and then gets clobbered. Who is that just nuked him?
On the roll bar and see if we
LGN,
can.
LGN ran
down.
into him.
Oh, Luis, no.
LGN coming in, and then with Logan Edwards spinning in front of him, there's not much he could do. We'll take a look from his.
That's a sport ender and a life.
Yeah, so LGN came to the inside to try to avoid the smoke, and then the seas parted in front of him, and Logan Edwards was just sitting right there.
Unfortunate for Luis. But you know what? Why don't we go ahead and talk to Luis, and kind of get their point of view as to what happened.
Yeah. Our colleague here at ERN.
Yep, LGN, welcome to the booth. Unfortunate what just happened there. Looked like there was a lot of smoke in front of you. Tell us what you saw as you were trying to avoid that wreck.
Oh, I didn't saw nothing. It's just the car went. I saw the smoke in front, and then I saw Logan Edwards in eye front to him. So I just came past to say about the next race on this Thursday, 7:45, Indy 500, long race for everyone. So just stay over there about the race. So Gary and I were gonna be on the booth. So good luck for everyone. Good luck for Chris, because it's a pole sitter for this week. So it's gonna be good race for everyone. And who knows? Maybe Adriano Piñero gonna get the championship this Thursday. Who knows? It depends how it's getting involved in the track. So yeah, that's it. Bad race. See you for sure in the next one.
Well, thank you, Luis. We'll see you on Thursday for the elite running, 15th running of the Indy 500. Looking forward to yours and Gary's call for that. And you mentioned Adriano Pinero. He's starting 12th spot, which for him, he could start 33rd and it might not make a difference.
Who knows? Who knows? I really have our. It's not pray, but let's do it. Finally, you can maybe win this week. Who knows? But it's one of the things he had to win here, because he's already going for the championship for over 100 points in this season. But like I said, it could be bad race today, Thursday, and then 2 more bad, and then the championship is gonna get close again for 3 or 4 contenders. But now is 100 points away. Basically, he needs to maybe win the race and win the championship. And this Thursday, it depends. Have a lot of calculation. Basically.
Yeah, makes me think of somebody like Will Power, who had an extremely successful career, but for a long time wasn't winning the Indy 500. And you can think of NASCAR equivalents like Dale Earnhardt in the Daytona 500, where once he finally won, fellow drivers and crew members, etc., came over to congratulate, just because it was so long expected for them to finally get it done.
And that's why the 2018 Indy 500 is the greatest one ever. Only majorly biased as a Will Power fanboy.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I
know. Dale took long time. He won in 2000, I think so.
98.
But,
98.
Yeah. 98. Oh well.
20 years of trying. 20 years of frustration.
Even it's a long time. So it's really long time to win something. But we talking about what if it's a IRL and car championship at FedEx keep a split. It could be even Jimmy Basser win the Indy 500, or maybe Greg Moore also too, or maybe
Sure.
It's a lot of people. It could be winning, but we have Kenny Bragg and Eddie Cheever and other ones. Even Montoya came from Champ Car and won the first one and then
My
in
goat.
2000, so 2001, 2000, yeah. So, anyways, see you Thursday, 7:45, for the Indy 500, the 15 running Indy 500.
All right, thank you, LGN. Thanks for stepping into the booth, and appreciate that plug for Thursday.
Take care.
Yeah, these guys put on a
Well, up front-
fantastic show every single Thursday, and every Indy 500. It's always a must-watch event for any Elite Racing League fans, any racing fans in general. Is these guys, both the drivers and the production crew. Oh, look, contact there!
We've got
contact!
contact!
No!
Oh, and somebody's in the fence. Oh, there was 3 wide there. Chad Frankenfield was in the middle there, and he came in contact with a car on the outside. That was car number 12.
There's another court ender. My goodness, he is dead. Oh my lord.
I'm really glad these cars have
is
the halos.
I don't think the halo would have saved him.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Amazingly, no one hit him.
Tony
he was
ran at 2025.
Head first into the wall, riding the catch fence. That was a really interesting accident. So Chad Frankenfield was in the middle of that 3 wide there.
What's going on?
And when he moved into that 3 wide, he actually touched. I'm assuming that's. Let's see,
Apparently, Ben Lawson just decided to come to a complete stop and then continue to pull off the.
All right, let's take a look at what happened. Yeah, I saw that your name registered as a possible crash, and I wasn't quite sure what happened. There you are. Oh! That sucks.
What is that? What the? I got a pit for damage repair again. Like, that makes no sense. We didn't have to come to a stop.
All right. Well, while James settles that out, let's go ahead and bring in Gavin Hibbs, who was involved in that. Not this last caution, but the previous one. And Gavin, unfortunately, your night is done. But at least for the first race, how was it out there for you tonight?
Oh man, it was hectic, but you know, it was fun. But first time trying these cars on an oval. You know, didn't really expect it to be. I mean, I kind of expected to have it so packy like this, but then again, we had it in real life, Freedom 100s. But in terms of what happened, I thought we were safe from it. I saw Frank got sideways in the middle of the track and thought we had avoided it, but I think someone hit Tyler Fody, and then he kept shooting up the track, and I'm like, I pretty much accepted my fate at that point. So disappointing for race 1, but you know these Carb Day events are just for fun, and you know you get wrecked out, but yeah.
Are you racing in the remaining 3 races, or are you only doing this one?
Kind of a little bit undecided on that part, but I think I'll make my mind up here in the next couple of minutes once we're done with this. But you know, who knows?
You guys have any questions for Gavin?
Gavin, you want to
Are
talk
you
about?
alive?
Yeah. First of all, are you alive? And do you want to talk about what your outlook is for Thursday's race?
Yeah. Somehow I'm still here. I think my helmet scraped the track a little bit, so you know, gotta get a new paint job for the helmet. But for Thursday, you know, man, like when we ran practice a little while ago, was really struggling on the way the car, or struggling to get a grip on the car. But you know, my track record in these Indy 500s haven't been the greatest, so I think hopefully the race comes to us. You know, we're just gonna probably play it early, or play it safe early, and let the race come to us later in the race.
Well, fortunately, it's 200 laps, so you don't need to win it in the first stint. Hopefully, the race plays out in your favor, and we wish you best of luck on Thursday.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, so we are 1 to green here before our 4th restart of the night. We've already had a lot of drivers DNF, as I believe we are down to
23.
23
I know, because I'm
drivers.
23rd and last now.
Did you get that wing
everything got
replaced there?
fixed?
Yep, thankfully it was just a wing replacement.
Base car's off.
All right. Well, we're coming to. We have Connor Nixon, Victor Aldrich, and Caleb Pecumer, our top 3. Matt Wags is in 4th, and Hunter Smith is in 5th. That's our top 5 as we get the green flag here. And for 4th place, Hunter Smith taking a look to the inside, side by side there with Wags. Wags is going to try to hold the outside and keep the momentum going onto the back straightaway.
Ooh. Chad making some moves there to the inside as the momentum
Yep,
is still
almost
there.
Oh, man. We're almost Chad wide.
We were.
Yep,
That was the
and,
cause of the last caution.
Yeah, that fits.
Just a little bit of a break back to Connor there. Hopefully, Connor, you can suck up to that lead group and get dicing for the lead here soon.
Yeah, just trying to work past Decker. I think we're gonna suck up here. Feeling pretty good so far. Like I said, just trying to hang on.
Yeah, it looks like the cars are relatively pretty good handling in terms of catching back up. One thing that Gavin did note is they are side by side for 2nd place. On the YouTube chat saying this setup cannot make any quick direction changes without completely losing rear grip. As we've already seen a couple drivers do a little quick snap into the outside wall, trying to battle for the position. So that's something that you guys out there on the track have to be mindful of. Just how quick is that snap?
It kind of a quick movement in one of the short shoots, and I felt a little wiggle. So it's definitely there.
And that's what we saw happen to Logan Edwards as he was avoiding a crashed car of Justin Wadsworth. Went to the inside and then tried to turn to the right, and then it was gone before he could even realize it. Well, up front we have a new 2nd place, Matt Wagner is the 2nd, and we have a yellow.
Is Wayne Hunter. I believe that's Wayne Hunter. Go ahead and take a look at the replay and see just what happened. Oh, a little bit of contact.
Yeah, that behind me, I think that was Seth. I literally just passed Wayne going into turn 3.
Yeah, so that happened just behind you.
Good foresight there to pass the car right before they wreck.
There you are, right there. As I believe the car behind you, that might be Mark Rubilis, made some contact with Wayne. And unfortunately, it turned around, destroyed that rear suspension, and unless I'm mistaken, that is very, very difficult to repair very quickly. All right?
Yeah, yep, and Wayne is writing in the chat that he is out of the race. Too much damage, so Wayne Hunter will retire, and we are down to 23 cars, well, 22 cars now on the lead lap.
That is a shame, but while we have a quick break here, I want to go ahead and thank the Premier Series sponsors, Worldwide Technology Raceway and Blue Egg Marketing, as we still aren't even 1 to go yet. So I'll go ahead and start off with Worldwide Technology Raceway. They are a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri, close to the Gateway Arc. It features a 1.25-mile oval that hosts the NASCAR Cup Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, as well as the NTT IndyCar Series. It also has a 2-mile infield road course used by the Speed Tour Trans Am, the SCCA, and the Porsche Club of America. Has a quarter-mile NHRA-sanctioned drag strip that hosts the annual NHRA Mission Foods Drag Racing Series, Midwest National Event, and the Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. Also, thank you to Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand towards victory lane. Don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. Now guys, we are gonna have ourselves our 5th restart of the night. Am I correct? Yeah, our 5th restart of the night. Not too many laps left. What are the keys to winning this race?
Not dying.
All ass.
Yep, we've got, at this point, we have 12 laps to go coming up on the restart. So time is running out to hang back and be patient. I think once we get into the last 10 laps, it's going to be even more hectic up front. And some of the riding that the drivers have been doing, that's going to go out the window here pretty soon.
People have been... You could have fooled me.
All right, pace car is off. Connor Nixon has been leading a whole chunk of this race. Once again, he takes them to the green flag. Wags is in second, Victor Aldrich in third, and green is out. Here we go. And right off the bat, Hunter Smith and Chad take a dive to the inside, and here they come towards the front. And to the inside for the lead. Matt Wagner couldn't pull it off. He tucks back in line, and we're side by side for a second. And now on the outside, Hunter Smith draws even with the leader, and we are side by side through turn 3 and now into turn 4.
I'm seeing a black flag for our co-commentator, James. Oh, never mind. It's been cleared. You're good to go, James.
Yeah, I had to jump out of line because there was a huge checkup, and it was either jump out of line or just absolutely demolish everyone in front. It was shocking how...
We were 3 wide for the lead. Matt Wagner backed out, and Connor Nixon aggressively putting himself in defense of that. Matt Wagner now up the middle. We're 3 wide for the lead. Is anyone going to back out in turn 3, or is everyone going to send it?
Well, with Chad behind you, you can't back out, as he's going to put everyone in an uncomfortable position as he's trying to maintain that 5th place position and trying to get into 4th place there on the outside line.
Yeah, we might get 4 wide action here soon if somebody else pulls out a line. To the line. Connor Nixon still by a nose, so it'll be interesting to see if anyone can mount a run off of turn 4 on the final lap. Wow, and well, there's cars wiggling back and forth, and everyone saves it.
I believe that may have been Dylan Javier that hit the outside wall. No, that's not Dylan Javier. That's Nieje Camargo hit the outside wall, Brazilian driver, and I don't know how bad it is. I don't know how bad it is, but he's been dropping some spots.
Caleb Picumer pulls into second spot, and he's going to challenge Connor Nixon for the lead.
Actually, I take it back. That's also not an AEG. My bad. I'm having a hard time trying to figure out who's who. Here goes Chad!
He pulled to the outside and thought better of it. Gets back in line as Matt Wagner takes the high line into turn number 1. We have 9 laps to go. And it looks like 4 wide for the lead. Oh, they touched. Nixon is in the grass, and he saves it.
This is bonkers.
Hunter Smith to the lead, Matt Wagner in second, and Caleb Picumer in third. And Nixon now gathers it back up with a run to the outside. All 4 lanes being used. And our friend Connor there pulling up in the middle. Oh, Nixon in the wall. Oh, we've got a multi-car crash. More people under the wall, including Connor's in there as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, Ethan Stanley, Victor Aldrich, Connor Hatfield. That was some bad net code. Connor, how bad is it?
I mean, yeah, it was. We just kind of. Car came down in front of us, car came up below us, and that's all I could do. I mean, there's not much I could do. We were running 3 wide down through there. It was getting late, 7 to go. I mean, what, just trying to get after it. So it is what it is.
Looks about 5 cars involved in that, unfortunately. Prior to that, Connor, you were one of the biggest movers in the field. Welcome to the Elite Racing League. How are you feeling about being in the Indy NXT series coming up this winter?
I'm excited for it, man. When I heard the car got announced and everything, I was super excited for it because the 18 is just a bit too much for me and everything, especially on the roads and everything. So I was really excited for this one. And then we like you said before, we've known each other from previous games and everything, and you kind of told me about this league, and glad to join it. And yeah, it was really fun. We kept it mostly clean. It's not like anybody was doing anything bad. It was just racing events, So yeah, excited, looking forward to the next season, and yeah, best of luck to everybody running in the 500 on Thursday there.
Well, you're more than welcome to hang out in the booth for the rest of the race now that you can. You're no longer going to be within a divided attention.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm going to stick around here and catch the end of this thing at this point.
Looks like we're going to have about a 5-lap shootout. How many turns do you all think we're going to go before something else might happen?
Yes.
James, you could still win this thing. You're 13th now, but you never know what will happen.
Yeah.
James, how's that car handling?
Not handling bad.
Carlos, do you have a read on biggest movers in the field? Is that something
I sure
you have visibility to?
So the biggest mover right now is going to be Connor Thompson Gardner. He is up 28 spots from where he started, currently in 9th place. Oh, sorry, I gotta clear that, my bad. He did not crash out, unless that's a premonition. Started 37th, currently in 9th, biggest mover of the race so far. Second biggest mover, Nieje. Or, how did you say his first name?
Nieje, yeah.
Nieje? Okay. Camargo, currently in 6th place, started 33rd, plus 27 spots, and then we got a couple drivers plus 20, and then most of the other field is kind of a lot of the field is positive numbers, because a lot of the leaders have crashed out battling for that top spot, which begs another question for me very quickly before we go green. If you're leading this race or on the last lap, where do you want to be, in the lead or in second?
I would want to be in the
lead,
wide. Just because a yellow can come out at any time. So my goal would be to be up front. Green flag is out. Hunter Smith now is the leader.
There's contact.
And he'll do a little bit of a weave. I think the rule was explained to me. You could move twice, and that's about it. Hunter Smith pushing the limit of that. Matt Wagner in second, Chad Frankenfield in third. Those little Eagle boys up front looking for a 1-2 finish. Chad stays tucked in line, now looks to the outside, settles back in. Matt Wagner holding the outside through turn 3.
Smith, Wagner have not won this race before. Chad has won this twice. Javier hasn't won this race before, and neither has Camargo. So we only have one race winner here in the top 5. Record in the back!
3 wide. Whoa, cars in the wall.
Big wreck in the wall.
No caution, no caution. That's Logan Keys comes to a complete stop and is taking a tow. Meanwhile, side by side for the front between Smith and Wagner.
It's a battle between the shortest, fastest inside line and the momentum on the outside. The inside line is the way to go in the corner, but then the outside lane pulls back up on the straightaway.
You can definitely pinch them down through the corners, but there's a chance that they always wash up, you know. Looks like we're trying to take it 3 wide down one of these front stretches. But he just can't get the pace going.
Coming to 3 laps to go, and Hunter Smith will lead by a nose at the start-finish line. See if anyone in that second or third row gets desperate here.
I see somebody in 7th place that might be interesting towards the back end of that side-by-side battles.
Chad to the outside, it's 3 wide. And up in the middle, Camargo fills that spot left void by Chad. 3 wide now for second. I guess that would be for third. The leaders are 2 wide for first and second.
Well,
3
wide
wide
for first would be
practically
fourth.
everything.
That'd be for 4th. They're for top 3 in the top 3 there.
We've got 2 laps to go. It's getting pinched in the middle. Camargo tries to keep it cleared, and Chad gets bumped into the wall. I don't think a yellow's going to come out for that.
3-time winner,
Looks like
he
he
will
saves
not
it off
be.
the wall.
Oh, second place, or third place they hit. Camargo and Javier hit. Chad is not happy about that contact, to say the least. Oh, we've got Wagner turned sideways. He saves it in turn 4, and everyone is still pointing straight.
White flag
Camargo
is,
to the inside.
yeah, white flag is out. And with Chad hitting the outside wall, we're going to have a first-time winner here.
Javier backed out on the inside, so it wasn't 4 wide into turn 1, and we've got down the back Hunter Smith in the lead. Connor Thompson-Gardner now takes a look to the outside. We've got 2 wide. Oh, a spin behind, but the leaders we're going to the checkered flag.
They touch.
Javier with the nose in. We're going to do the drag race down the front straightaway. Can anyone beat Hunter Smith?
Connor Thompson-Gardner gets the advantage, that run on the outside line and crosses the start-finish line in first place.
What a run.
Darn.
The outside lane came to his advantage as he got the run down the straightaway, and maybe even a push.
He got the help.
Oh,
so
so close.
He got the help he needed. He got that run right where it counted. And while Hunter Smith and Javier were surprisingly bumper to bumper, it just didn't work out for them. I don't know if Hunter Smith's rear end got jacked up and he couldn't put the enough power to maintain momentum or what, but for all I could see, it looked like there was a 2-car tandem there on the inside that just couldn't beat that 1 car.
Yeah, it did look like Javier just touched the rear attenuator or gearbox of Hunter Smith, and that slowed him down just enough for Connor to get that enough of a run by him on the outside. Chad is telling the winner to not do burnouts over the start-finish line. We've got the celebration over the start-finish line.
Came close there.
Hey, you made it up to 4th, buddy. How was it?
Oh, it was wild trying to dodge everything and trying to get myself in a good position. Just couldn't quite get the run there I needed. Didn't have the draft, so it just came up a little bit short because of that. But 4 is not bad considering I was 27th, like 20 laps ago.
And a broken wing in there too, right?
Multiple broken wings.
Oh man. Well, they didn't give you tires, they didn't give you fuel, but they gave you new front wings. That's all you needed, I guess, to get to the front.
All right, well, let's see if we can find Connor Thompson. Maybe get a quick word with him, as he doesn't have. He does. Okay, so he is here. Let's go ahead and bring him on up. He's currently with the Shift Sports guys. I will move him to the waiting room, and then we'll bring him on up so he doesn't accidentally drop a curse word. And the guys, take it away with your race winner.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Congratulations on that. That was quite a hectic race. First of all, how did you get to the front? And then second of all, how did you get by for the win there?
Yeah, well, this is my second time running this, and I got second last time I ran it, and kind of felt like it got taken away from me because I was blocking on the back stretch. But car drove good. I kind of realized what I wanted to do and could work the draft, and I don't know why. I had like a little glitch every time cars kind of got close to me, so that was tough. So I don't know if I screwed a bunch of people over or not. I was racing pretty hard on the last lap, no doubt about that. But I kind of doored Chad a little bit, I think, going into one. But whenever people would get close, the cars would kind of lag. So I don't really know what was going on, but I hate if I wreck people out. I don't mind bumping, but I don't want to wreck anybody out.
How much time did you spend 3 wide in uncomfortable situations in that one?
Oh, that was a lot, and the only laps I got in the car was the qualifying laps. So I had to buy the car as soon as I got in, and the only 2 laps I had were qualifying. So.
Well, congratulations. You can now call yourself a Freedom 100 winner in the Elite Racing League, and be proud of that. That was a good result for you.
Thank you guys, and thank you, Chad, and all you guys, everything y'all do. It's a fun league y'all put on, and appreciate everything you guys do.
Cool. Any other shout outs you want to give before you step on out?
My wife's pregnant. She's sitting in the living room grumpy right now because I'm not done racing. So I need to go talk to her. But Seth and everybody on the team, and of course you guys. I know I repeat myself on that, but it is, since I came across the league, it's been a lot of fun the last 2 years, and I enjoy being a part of it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to you and your wife, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Are you going to run the rest of the carb day, or is Freedom 100 it for you?
I don't even know if I can. Can the Indy Light guys run it? I don't really know.
I think there's an extra charge for the full carb day, so if you just signed up for Indy NXT, that probably is it for you. But 1 for 1 on the day. Congratulations, and you can go enjoy the rest of your day with that win in your pocket.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right. Well, before we go ahead and maybe kind of wrap things up a little bit, let's go ahead and go over the final race results, as we're going to be seeing a lot of these drivers with a DNF next to their name. As excuse me, go ahead and clear the screen here. Fully clear the screen. As let's pull up the race results, and you guys gonna take it away?
I actually don't see that on my screen, so I will have to defer back to you.
Yeah, I'll take it. Well, we just spoke to Connor Thompson Gardner, the winner of the 12th running of the Freedom 100. Hunter Smith finishing in second. Dylan Javier in third, trying to push Hunter Smith to that win there, it seemed. James Watson, fantastic drive to finish in 4th place. Good recovery after getting involved in a couple incidents. Matt Wagner in 6th, Jordan Decker in 7th, Austin in a bit 8th, Andrew Hardcastle 9th, and Jason Wallet in 10th place. I want to quick point out Nieji Camargo did no, excuse me, he didn't. He wasn't the biggest mover of the race. That was your race winner, Connor Thompson Gardner, up 36 spots. He started dead last. And ended up winning. I was not paying attention to that at all.
Well, I know we have some bigger fields on the Cup side, so I'm sure Elite Racing League has had some 40 plus positions gained. But if it were possible, it looked like he would have broken that record today.
It might be a record for the Freedom 100 for Carb Cup. I think this may have been the biggest field, at least the biggest field that I broadcasted for the Freedom 100.
Yeah. Yep, and Indy NXT, of course, is a new series for us at Elite, so he set the gold standard with that. It's going to be a hard bar to beat.
All right, well, 11th place and back, Mark Rabilis, Caleb Acumer, Chad Frankenfield, a very unhappy camper, finishing 13th after kind of being punted into the outside wall, I believe, by the race winner, Connor Thompson. So he's a little bit salty. Seth Rawls in 14th, Joshua Osborne in 15th, Mitchell Javier 16th, Corey Abbott finishing in 17th, and Logan Key in 18th place. Let me keep on scrolling here. 19th will be Victor Aldrich, Ethan Stanley in 20th, Connor Nixon finishing 21st, Connor Hatfield in 22nd, Wayne Hunter in 23rd, Ben Lawson in a 14 machine finishing in 24th position, Colin Howe in 25th, Luis Gonzalez Nunez in 26th spot, Justin Wadsworth in 27th, and Logan Edgeworth finishes in 28th spot. We're not done just quite yet. 29th will be Edison Toole, Tyler Fody finishing in 30th, Alayden Norgard in 31st, Frank Fody, your pole sitter, wrecked battling for that lead there, finishing 32nd, Gavin Hibbs in 33rd, Pierce Hosser 34th, AJ Hobson 35th, and Bryce Fody 36th, and Chris Albrecht rounding out the very end of the field in 37th, 36 laps down. And guys, any final thoughts before we wrap up this first race production?
That was insane. That was one of the craziest races I've been in and witnessed. That was just chaos from start to finish. I am exhausted after that, honestly.
Yeah, it was certainly a fun race. Connor, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I had a lot of fun, especially being my first event with y'all. So looking forward to my rookie season here with the Indy NXT with y'all running it and everything. So yeah, sounds like you got a great broadcast. Sorry, I was kind of quiet, just kind of thrown in here at the middle of the race and everything. But no, it was fun racing, and yeah, thanks for putting this on, all y'all, for everything y'all do. And yeah, I will see y'all around, see y'all on the track whenever the season starts.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for joining us. Glad to have you in the chat and in the booth with us. And then from my perspective too, it was fun to try to move up there at the start. And this car is quite intense on ovals with the packs that they generate. So it is a little bit of a survival, but I think this is going to produce some pretty fantastic Freedom 100s for us here in the coming seasons and years ahead. Certainly, we're looking forward to that.
All right, let's go ahead and we're going to take a quick break. On the YouTube chat, I'll write down when we kind of know when we're going to be coming back live as we transition on over to the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park for the next 3 races here, the final 3 races of Carb Cup, of Carb Day, with the Hoosier 50, followed by the Freedom 50, yes, and then the Freedom 75. So up next is going to be the Sprint Cars and Lucas Oil for some excitement racing, and we're going to have James Watson returning with Tate Lytle, who Tate Lytle is here. Tate, say hi.
How we doing? Sorry, I had to unmute myself.
Yeah, Tate couldn't make it for the Freedom 100, but is going to be in line for the next 3 races. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for some more fun race.
Welcome everybody to Indianapolis Raceway Park for the famed Freedom 50, featuring the sprint cars
Oh, this is a
on
Hoosier 50.
this Hoosier 50. All right, well, we'll get it here in a second. At this 2/3 of a mile flat oval. My name is Tay Lytle. I'll be your main announcer. James Watson's going to be driving and announcing, and one of the best of the business, Carlos Acosta, will be your producer tonight.
Yeah, looking forward to this one, Taint. This is my favorite time of the year in the Elite Racing Leagues. We're getting into 3 of my favorite cars on the service, and three of the cars I've spent the most time in. So this is going to be a lot of fun. The real life Carb Night is my favorite event to attend, just because these cars are so cool, they're so fun, and this race is just incredible. And yeah, we're going to be treated to a show because these cars are the most difficult car to drive on the service, bar none. You know the old saying, you know you have enough power when you leave tire marks from one corner to another. They were talking about this car. It's got all the power and none of the downforce. So you're basically just absolutely racing with an egg under the pedal. If you're going full throttle, you're dying, and it's going to be a very violent death. Think of what we saw towards the end of the Freedom 100, but with more flips and barrel rolls.
Yeah, well, thankfully the flips and barrel rolls here don't hurt near as bad as the real life version of the Hoosier 50. But I haven't spent any time in the asphalt sprint car on iRacing, but I spent a lot of time in the dirt sprint car, and I'm sure it's, though very different, there's some similarities there as well. And definitely going to put to test who can manage the throttle on corner exit the best over the course of 50 laps.
Yeah, I think the wingless dirt sprint is a much more apt comparison, because the wing sprint car, that actually has grip. There's no such thing as grip here. Grip is a myth, and that's why this car rules.
Well, we'll look at our lineup before we get started here. Ethan Stanley with a flying lap at 20:01 gets the pole. Gavin Hibbs, your outside pole sitter, followed by Leighton Norgard and Chad Frankenfield in row 2. Row 3 is Hunter Smith and our driver announcer James Watson in that bright yellow, blue, and pink car. Starting 7th is Logan Edwards, and 8th is Cup Series champion Justin Wadsworth. AJ Hobson and Victor Aldrich in row 5, running out your top 10. The one and only Mark Rabalis in 11th, Chris Albright in 12th, and rounding out your 13 car field is Jason Wallot. "50 laps, cautions are on 13 car field. Hopefully that means there's not too many yellows. But like James says, these cars are lacking grip and they are not lacking power. So the odds of a yellow are still fairly high.
Yeah, this car is an interesting dichotomy, because believe it or not, in officials during SOF nights, this car goes caution-free regularly. Like, you wouldn't think it with how hard it is, but if you can get a rhythm going and you make sure that you're at your best throttle control, you can keep it under you fairly decently. But that's the thing, is that maintaining the proper throttle control I'm making it sound a lot simpler than what it is.
Yeah, sometimes it kind of works backwards. When the car's harder to drive, the drivers focus more on driving the cars instead of racing their competitors, and it actually ends up resulting in fewer wrecks and fewer cautions, as opposed to a track where it's not real easy, it's not real hard to get around, and you're focused more on trying to get around the guy next to you. But as we see the cars rolling out for their first of 2 pace laps, Ethan Stanley obviously on pole. He's good at everything he does. He's an IndyCar winner, trucks, Xfinity, Cup, you name it. He's done it in the last 4 months probably. Gavin Hibbs, who I would say in the last 12 to 15 months is probably Elite's most improved. He's gone from a guy that was running fringe top 10 to now he's racing for wins nearly every race. Same can be said for Leighton Norgard. And 4th place, Chad Frankenfield. He's kind of the opposite. He used to be racing for wins. Now he's racing for top 10s. Obviously, 13 cars are going to help his case here. But this is Chad's favorite event, and I know he's excited to do it. As we're coming out of turn 4, Ethan Stanley, Gavin Hibbs front row. Green flag is out. And we're racing from Lucas Oil Raceway Park, or Indianapolis Raceway Park. I don't know what it is these days. We'll call it Lucas Oil. I see Lucas Oil on the wall. So Lucas Oil Raceway Park. Stanley able to clear for the lead. 3 wide for 3rd. James Watson on the top. Norgard has to back out of it. Chad on the bottom. Watson up top. Lap 1 is in the book. Stanley leads it. Battle is for 3rd. Chad looks like he's going to be able to clear Watson on exit. Norgard in 5th.
That was epic. You know, the way to pass is going to be up here by the wall. You know, it's not going to be easy to make a good pass. Oh my goodness!
Oh, Chad's dead. Oh, so is James. Chad, Hibbs, Hunter Smith. Who's that flip? Is that Hibbs? Oh my word. Yep. Hibbs out. Chad out. Watson out. Edwards possibly out. I don't know if it was Chad that wrecked first or maybe Hibbs. I saw Chad wrecking first, but.
No, I don't think that's Chad.
Oh, that's not even Chad. Oh,
that's the 54 Hunter Smith.
Hunter Smith.
Yep, yeah. Gavin just absolutely curb stomped his member, and there was nowhere for me to go.
Yeah, I thought that was Chad that did it. That was Gavin. Dang it.
Yep.
Well, there's plenty of smoke coming out of that 39.
Yep,
so
that's what happens when you overdrive the car. Yep, you yeah. It's a shame. It was a heck of a start for me being able to make the that awesome 3 wide pass. But yep, Gavin overdriving it, killing a bunch of people. It's real swell.
Yep, Hibbs is out, Watson's out. We're coming back to green, Carlos. They changed to one to go. Single file restarts. Stanley, Frankenfield, Norgard, Wadsworth up to 4th, and Aldrich is your top 5. Stanley leads the field through 3 and 4. He'll wait for the restart zone. Right there, and he is off. Stanley gets a good jump on Chad. Chad an even better jump on Norgard. Top 3 fairly spread out already.
Yeah, already a huge jump for Stanley.
Yeah, I think Stanley's gonna be really hard to beat here tonight. He's very good at adapting to whatever you put him in, and I think, especially for James is obviously an outlier here, but for most of us, we haven't run very many laps in this car, and it takes that adaptability to be able to be fast, pretty much right off the get, and that's where you're gonna find Ethan Stanley up front. Chad is dropping back a little bit. He gained half a tenth that lap. But Norgard seems to be kind of pulling him in slightly. And Stanley's checking out.
Yeah, so far so good for Norgard. He's shown to like this race, or like this track. You know, he had a great run when the Truck Series was here a couple weeks ago.
I think I got to race that race. I enjoy this track. I think I'd enjoy running tonight, but it didn't pan out, and glad to be up here with you guys instead. Stanley must be saving a little sticker because Chad was able to get a 10th and a half on him that last time by. We'll see we'll see what the intervals are this next time at the line. Obviously, we still have 40 laps to go. Anything can happen. There is only, looks like 11 cars on the track, and maybe 10 of them, we'll say 9 of them are competitive. So 4 cars. 2 of them are out, 2 of them are hurt. 9 are left with their full allotment of power. As Chad is eating into that lead. He ran the fastest lap of the race that last time by at a 2020. Faster than Stanley's 2024. Chad, another 10th faster than last time by, but catching Stanley and passing Stanley is going to be 2 very different things.
Especially here, like, it's going to have to take the run of a century, an absolute perfect slide job, or a mistake from Stanley for Chad to be able to pull this move off.
Yeah, and I've raced with Stanley a lot, and I think I can probably count the mistakes he's made on one hand, so the odds of that happening are pretty low. But Chad is making some pretty good ground on him as they're both pulling away from Norgard. They're on lap 13 of 50. Back into a little bit of Wallet. They're in the 13 car. Hope I'm saying his name right. It might be Wallet, maybe Walet. We're going to stick with Wallet until I hear otherwise. But sorry in advance. All right, good deal, good deal. He's kind of on a little island there by himself. In front of him is AJ Hobson, who's a second behind Hunter Smith, who's a second behind Wadsworth, who's a second behind Chad, or behind Norgard, who's a second behind Chad. And Chad and Stanley are obviously still within a couple tenths of each other. Looks like Aldrich and Albrecht are battling for position. That'd be the 8th position. Chad's getting close. He's overdriving it.
I think he got the wall.
If he, it was close either way. Yeah, he was giving that thing more throttle than it could handle, and he just about paid the price for it. That'll cost him a few tenths. And Stanley, though he's not quite putting down the lap times, looks to be driving a whole lot smoother than the driver of the 15.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about this car is when you do kind of get warmed up to it and you get a little more comfortable with how much throttle input you need to deal with, you actually find that this thing can get pretty tight. Oh, Chad's going around!
Yeah,
no, caution.
Caution. There it is.
Yeah, I just kind of felt it. Felt it coming. He was hanging that thing out. You could tell he wanted the lead bad, which, I mean, it's lap 19. We don't need to be running that hard, but looks like he gets just a little underneath that seam and it kind of kicks out. And no,
that might have just been too much throttle. Too much throttle on the straightaway.
Yeah, I thought he was catching the wall on the outside and they spit him down there, but he just lost it. That's a hard hit. You can see that left front tire has been pretty far in, and that'll likely be the end of Chad Frankenfield's Hoosier 50. As who's this?
Oh! Just Logan Edwards. Maybe just like 2 laps before Chad Frankenfield had his issues.
Copy, yeah.
I thought I had seen smoke.
That means we're down to 9 cars on the track.
And Revilis
Mark Revilis is driving one of them. So, yeah, really probably 6 or 7 that are at full song. And I think that makes Stanley's job a whole lot easier, because really nothing against these other guys, but the only one that I can see having the pace to pass Stanley just about anywhere is Wadsworth, and I just have not seen that from him in the opening 20 laps of this event. As we get ready for our second restart of the day, single file once again. Stanley, Norgard, Wadsworth, your top 3, Hunter Smith in 4th. Stanley gets another booming start. He'll pull 3 or 4 tenths on Norgard before they even turn into turn 1. Smith looking at Wadsworth, seeing if he can't make something happen. Wadsworth getting close to the wall off next to turn 2. Single file so far. So we take 28 laps to go at the line, 3 laps away from halfway. Side by side for 6th. That's Wallot and Albrecht. Albrecht trying to roll the bottom, which is going to be hard to do at this track. Outside, just able to carry so much more momentum.
Oh,
Oh, big
Albrecht
sideways
moves.
for Chris. He
That was a good-
held on to it, but he's
That
going
was
to
a
lose
good
few
save.
spots.
Yeah, he'll lose a couple spots. He lost the battle, but he didn't let himself lose the war right there as he's getting back to the outside, actually, of Aldrich, or is that Revilis? That's
Revilis.
Revilis.
Yeah, Mark
Yeah.
not being able to clear was huge because now Chris is more than likely going to be able to drive right back on by, which he does.
As we see Wadsworth. Wadsworth also, he could have been kind of just biding his time the first half of this race, saving a little tire to take the Stanley at the end. As I say that, he drives it into turn 1, almost hits the wall. But he was taking a look at Norgard last time by through 3 and 4, but he looks a little squirrely off of 2. He's gonna have to sit back, cool those tires back off, and try and make another run at it. As Stanley's been able to pull nearly a 7/10 of a second lead on Norgard, one of the best Elite Racing League has ever seen. He's got one of the highest winning percentages in just about every series he's ran. Championships in just about every season he's ran, every series. And even the series that he doesn't have championships in, I can promise you he's been plenty deserving of a couple of them. Always
Yeah,
super fast.
I think he's just conserving here. Like, I think he's just running the pace he needs to keep everyone behind.
Well, and without Chad making his right rear scream at him from right behind you, I mean, his job's gotten quite a bit easier. Wadsworth has fallen quite a bit off of Norgard, nearly a second. And he's actually under attack from Hunter Smith as we ride on board with Hunter Smith. We'll see if Hunter, if he's just going to ride. He's going to try to get a little run here, get up, he cut it back down the track and get a straighter exit and a run on Wadsworth.
Aldridge got real sideways. He lost a couple spots from that.
Hunter Smith looks a little faster than Justin Wadsworth, but like we've said, really tough to pass around here.
Oh, this might be, got a little loose. Justin's got to be careful. He's given Hunter a peek at that lane. Hunter isn't quite able to get close enough to actually get the nose of the car to the outside, but the key thing is that he's actually, there he goes. Oh,
they're
there's
wrecking.
back there wrecking!
Upside down and into the wall goes Hunter Smith. Left front tire completely off of that machine. Oh man, Wadsworth. I don't know if he got real loose off of 2, but Hunter Smith had nowhere to go. And that's going to result in a yellow flag and the end of the night for the 54, and I would presume the 19 as well.
Yeah, what I was
19
trying to
doesn't
say,
look near as bad.
yeah, I think Justin might be okay. What I was trying to set up when this happened was, you see, Hunter is able to drive down and try to catch him up. Yeah, Justin just gets sideways and they get caught up in each other.
Wadsworth might be okay. He obviously got into the wall a little bit on the outside, but it almost looked like Hunter Smith kind of lagged through
Yeah, it was like
Wadsworth a little bit.
Yeah, it was like
Little
kind of
neck-cody.
neck code.
And obviously Hunter Smith is going to get the worst end of that deal as he's going to hit the wall upside down. Left front tire off. Get back onto his wheels, and that'll do it for the 54. Good run. He was probably second or third on pace there when they were running. Definitely faster than Wadsworth at the time. Wadsworth lost it, and we're going back green already. Stanley leads him back. Looks like we've got 7 cars underpowered, just over 50%.
We lost either? No, he's back.
All right, he's
Yeah,
back.
that
I was
was
gonna say that's gonna mix things up a bit. As we
Yeah, that
got
was a
a new
lengthy
third
blink.
place runner, AJ Hobson, Chris Albrecht into 4th, Walat into 5th, Aldrich 6th, and Rabilas. Hey, you know, Mark would have signed up for a top 7, so he's doing good. As the 88 and
Oh,
the
no!
record, big G mini Christmas. We're not gonna have anyone left by the end of this race. We got a tire running down the track in between 3 and 4.
Top 5 for Mark so far.
Yeah, Mark's looking good. Don't mess it up, Mark. This is your chance. Yeah, I was just gonna say they're racing real close, and next thing I knew, they were both at the fence.
Oh,
13 kind of caught the wall, and when he went to pull it off, he turned left, caught the 88, wrecked them both. 88, unfortunately, is gonna get the worst end of that deal. And he catches the wall, bounces off it. Hard impact for both cars.
We now only have 5 cars left. I think maybe for some of these more difficult cars for Carb Night, like this one, the Indy Pro 2000, etc., I think maybe having a faster pair for these races in particular wouldn't be the worst idea. Like, it makes sense not to have one for the Freedom 100 because that would make it even more chaotic, but I think a faster pair would probably be appreciated for this.
We've got 5 cars in this lead pack. Walat is trying to catch them. He's in 6th. He's not going to be able to. So 5 cars race for the win. It's Ethan Stanley, Leighton Norgard, AJ Hobson, Chris Albrecht, and Mark Rabilas, who is injured. I believe Albrecht is also a little injured. So we've really got 3 cars that are full power and 11 laps to go. Norgard's been fast, but he hasn't been as fast as Stanley. I think it's going to be, we're going to need Stanley's internet to go out for someone else to win this race.
just might.
The odds aren't 0, that's for sure. As Norgard's in the fence off of 2. Oh my gosh, I thought he was going to wreck too. I was like, no. Stanley's blanking out. He's in, he's out. He's out right now, he's back in. As Norgard's running a much lower entry these last couple corners. Driving it all the way down to the yellow line, trying to find something he'll venture. Oh, he's still down there on that yellow line on entry. Not doing anything for him. Ethan Stanley just ran the fastest lap of anybody in the race 2 laps ago with a 20:18.
Yeah, I think
He's
Norgard's,
cruising.
yeah, I think Norgard's best bet is to just try to run a little higher. That low lane isn't necessarily going to be faster in this car just because of the lack of downforce. You know, your best bet to catch someone and to try to set up a pass, and this is what Hunter had almost pulled off when him and Justin got together, was because if you're running the middle lane like Stanley is and like what Justin was, if you kind of run towards that outside, you can use that momentum to just inch a little closer. And Hunter almost was able to pull it off where he got to the back of Justin and was able to turn down a little sooner and get that run and get alongside. That's how you set up a pass around here in this car. The lane that Leighton is running, it's not gonna get it done.
Yeah, and the thing that makes that even harder for him right now is he's 1.3 seconds behind our leader, Ethan Stanley. As Stanley takes 5 laps to go, as we got another car loose on the front stretch. I couldn't tell who that was. I want to say it was Albrecht. Looks like he's gathered it for now. Ethan Stanley off of turn 4 again. 4 laps to go from IRP. Norgard still in second. He's been in second for a majority of this race ever since Chad Frankenfield lost it off of turn 4 on his own on lap 13 or so. Stanley, since then, has not had much of a challenge from anybody, as he is on a little Tuesday evening cruise. Throws it off into turn 1, kind of running a lane higher on entry, and then he kind of diamonds it back to that spot. Drifts up in the mid-center, diamonds it back. Kind of using that seam as a reference, it looks like, entering just above it, exiting just above it. So come to line 2 laps to go this time by. 91 machine has looked strong all night, and honestly, when doesn't the 91 machine look strong? I know you guys probably think that I'm just out here glaze the 91, but he has earned all the glaze as he comes around 3 and 4 to take the white flag.
Yeah, brother, I've broadcasted enough races he's won to know that you are just speaking the truth.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to come to a surprise for anybody. 2 corners to go for Ethan Stanley in that number 91 machine, and he'll bring it off of turn 4, and he will collect the second checkered flag of the night and the first at IRP. Ethan Stanley wins the Hoosier 50. .1 seconds over second place finisher Leighton Norgard. Another 2 seconds back to AJ Hobson. 2 seconds further back to Chris Albrecht. And a full 6 seconds back to our 5th place finisher, Mark Robilas. Stanley will bring it back around to do some burnouts, and he might flip that thing over. Careful.
Turned it into a Beyblade.
Yeah, seriously though. All right, he took the rear end off of it. He can't fail post-race inspection anymore. Dominant performance from Stanley. I kind of expected that coming into the night. If he's running, especially if some of those other guys aren't running, it normally works out pretty good for him, as he'll park that thing in victory lane, and maybe we'll get a chance to talk to him here in just a second.
Cover the race results first before we do that.
Yeah, obviously Ethan Stanley we talked about already. Norgard 2nd, Hobson in 3rd, Albrecht 4th, Robilas your top 5, and then a full 12 laps down is Jason Wallot, Victor Aldrich 14 down, Hunter Smith after that big wreck with Wadsworth 17 down, Wadsworth obviously there at 9 as well. Chad Frankenfield after wrecking hard on his own there on lap, I want to say it was 13, it might have been a little later than that. He'll run out the top 10. Logan Edwards in 11th. Our good friend, co-announcer James Watson in 12th, and Gavin Hibbs 13th after hitting the wall on lap 4.
Well, we do have Ethan Stanley up in here for his winner's interview, so guys, go ahead and take it away.
Ethan Stanley, how shocked am I to be talking to you at the end of this event? The Hoosier 50 is all yours. You led all 50 laps. What was the most challenging thing of that race for you, Ethan? It didn't look like you had many challenges, but I know that from the outside looking in is definitely a little different than behind the steering wheel. What was what was your big focus, biggest challenge in that event?
Oh man, this car is so tough. I've pretty much exclusively driven it in this race like every season, and that's about it. But yeah, you just gotta, this requires the most concentration out of anything I've driven on iRacing. You're constantly white knuckle on the wheel, and you just gotta listen to the tires. And Chad's always really quick around here, so he was definitely a challenger. Shame that he wrecked, because I think that could have been a really good battle at the end.
Yeah, it looked like he was driving a lot harder than you. That might just be my anti-Chad bias talking.
Oh, he was.
But I knew that looking in your mirror, you're probably getting a little nervous either way. But heck of a run by you. First win at IRP for the night. There's 2 more races to go. Any shout-outs you want to make real quick before we boot you on out of here?
Yeah, just big shout out to Lake Norman guys, running with them tonight. Justin wrecked out, unfortunately. So I don't know if he's going to run the next ones, but it should be pretty exciting for the rest of the night.
Hopefully he will. We need the car count. So Well, good win, man. Appreciate you coming in and talking to us, and we'll see you in the next race.
Yep, see them.
All right. So,
Well, Carlos?
any final thoughts before we take a quick little break and reset for the next race?
I mean, the only thought I really have after that one is the 91 car. Hopefully we can have a few more thoughts after the next race. But that's all I got. James, you got anything more to add?
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting race. It's always fun to watch a race with these cars, so curious to see how the next one goes.
All right.
Well,
We're gonna take another
take a little
quick
break?
break. Yeah, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back for the Freedom 50 with the USF 2000 cars. That should be another fun 50 laps of racing action. So we'll be back here in just a bit.
Welcome back, everyone, to IRP for the Freedom 50. I am Tate Lytle. James Watson will be a driver announcer once again, and Carlos Consta is your producer. We've got the... Which car is that? This is the 2000? I'm probably messing this up. No, this is the... Yeah, the USF 2000 open wheel cars for 50 laps. Freedom 50 for the third event technically of our carb day, second event of the normal carb day. Let's see who's fast so far. Ethan Stanley has it on provisional pole. Still got a minute and a half left of qualifying, so a few more guys left to go. Ethan Stanley, a dominant performance in the sprint cars just a few minutes ago. Take a look, Chad Frankenfield making his qualifying laps. I think the line's going to be similar to the one ran in the sprint car, but these cars obviously got a lot more downforce and a lot less power. As Chad puts it P1.
P2.
P2. I see P1 on my... Yeah, that's weird. It hasn't P1 on my deal, but I'm not sure how that works because he ran 100th slower. But Chad, good lap there. Here's our announcer / driver, James Watson. He comes out of turn 4 for his qualifying lap, and that will put him 3.
I'll take that.
Good job. And then we have 2 drivers left to qualify. Logan Edwards, who isn't looking to close the time, and Tate Lytle, who think his car is not legal.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit.
At least Dave's not in here to shoot my butt for it.
Yeah, it's very chill hours here on race number 3 of 4 of the Factory Motorsports Carb Day. Thank you so much to Factory Motorsports. I want to once again give a shout out while we still have the time to Worldwide Technology Raceway. They are a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri. And actually, we're going to be starting to grid pretty much now, so I'll pause that. We'll do that later.
Sounds good. As we get prepared for this 5th lap event, we'll look at our starting grid. On the pole, Chad Frankenfield able to put it on pole. Stanley ended up second there. James Watson and Victor Aldrich will be on row 2. Row 3 will be Josh Osborne on that number 20 machine. And Matt Wagner will be starting in 6th. Hunter Smith, after a disappointing couple of races, comes into this one looking for big things. He'll start 7th. Nieje Camargo from Brazil will be in 8th place. Wayne Hunter in 9th. And Jason Willott in 10th. Row 6, we got a Leighton Norgard and Chris Albrecht. And the last starter, starting 13th, will be Logan Edwards. Don't pay attention to me. I'm here. I don't own the cars. I had to load into a different car. I feel like the Cup car would probably get smoked. Just with how much downforce the USF car has. But if we got into a wreck, I'd like my odds of coming out the other end of it.
Yeah, you could just plow into us and not even break a sweat.
Yeah, no, that would not be good. For you, I'd be fine.
Oh, it looks like Hunter Smith did not make the grid.
Yeah, well, judging off of how the last race went, I think he'll end up getting a caution. You're gonna have like 90% left of those fronts by the time you get down there. Double file. Getting ready to come to the green, this time by Chad Frankenfield. Your pole sitter, outside pole sitter, Ethan Stanley. I don't know if we do race picks, but I'm going to pick Stanley again. I know that's the low-hanging fruit, but I like his odds. It's him and Chad actually touch.
Oh boy, that's exactly what I want to see.
As we get ready for the green flag, we are racing from IRP. Chad gets a terrible jump. Stanley has half a car length on him entering 1. As they're side by side through 1 and 2, Stanley's gonna have a run on the top. And it's a drag race down the back. James Watson clears for 3rd. Chad tries to throw it in there, unable to do so.
I don't know if I like the side of this.
Stanley is rolling the top, and Stanley will lead lap 1. Chad will file back into 2nd as he makes another dive to the bottom. As we ride on board with Chad Frankenfield, actually able to stay beside the number 91 machine of Ethan Stanley. Not giving Stanley a ton of room, although below that seam, it's not really usable, especially in these open wheel cars. Josh Osborne able to clear into 4th. 5th place for now is Victor Aldrich, as the 2 leaders side by side still entering turn 3. Chad kind of running that first seam, sliding up. He's not giving Stanley a ton of room on exit or entry for that matter. He dives it in again.
Not, and it is very scary to watch from back here. Let me tell you, I am
Chad's
pretty
gonna clear
scared.
him here. Chad's gonna drive it in here and clear him. Stanley back to 2nd. We'll see if Stanley tries to make a move instantly. Yeah, he will. I was gonna see maybe he'll ride it for a second and save his stuff, but neither of those two are known for saving their stuff. One's a little better at doing it than the other, but neither of them are known for doing it on purpose. Chad's kind of taking that line. Looks like everyone's kind of hovering that seam for the most part, those that are single file at least. Stanley taking a little shallower of an entry. I don't know how much that's going to work with this flat track.
Yeah, well, with the downforce on these cars, you can run lower and still maintain a pretty high rate of speed, unlike the sprint cars. So this tends to be where we run most races here at IRP with these things. But make no mistake, outside lane is still the place you want to be for making passes, although seeing Chad be able to complete the move on the inside of Stanley was really interesting. I wasn't quite expecting that.
Yeah, and I think part of it is Stanley knows there's still 40-some laps to go, which is a long time on a set of tires around here. So I kind of, my feelings so far is that Stanley's kind of just taking care of his stuff and letting Chad drive away. I kind of did the same thing to Chad in the truck race here. I let Chad just kind of drive out. He probably got a second or a second and a half on me, and 40 laps into the run, we were racing for the lead again. So that's kind of what I see happening right now. I could be wrong, but
yeah, it's not likely, because even though Chad is driving hard and putting a lot of wear on his tires, clean air in these cars, this car and the Indy Pro 2000 coming up, is worth its weight in gold. Even if you're trying to like conscientiously save tire, you're still gonna burn it off more just being in the air wash of the car ahead. So this is actually the where you want to be, is what Chad is doing. It's always going to be such a huge natural advantage just pouring all that dirty air on the car behind.
yeah, I can see that being the case with these open wheel cars especially. Stanley's not letting him get away. He gained 300ths on him that last time by, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're talking tenths and hundreds, I mean, any little bit of a time helps. As you'll see lap times in the line this time, Chad actually pretty much even, but Chad slightly faster. Stanley's
he kind of got the wall.
Air.
Stanley did.
Yeah, he was close to it for sure. He looking for clean air up there. It looks like he got a little tight and nearly put himself.
Oh, someone going around in the back. I think it's Wags.
Yellow's out. Yellow's out. Yeah, that will be the number 6 car, Matt Wagner. Car doesn't look too terribly hurt. He drove it in, and he looks like he downshifted, and when he downshifted, it kind of just kicked the rear end of the car out, and he looped it around. No harm to the car. His tires will be not real pleased with him, but yeah, he got underneath him and
No, he didn't downshift.
no,
Too
no,
loose.
No, he just went around.
just lost it. Well, 15 laps into this, our first caution to this event. We had quite a few in the sprint cars, which is expected with how hard those cars are to drive. But we got Chad Frankenfield, Ethan Stanley, James Watson, your top 3. Good run so far by Joshua Osborne in the 20 car. He's in 4th. Victor Aldrich is in 5th. Camargo's gained a couple spots into 6th. Hunter also gaining 2. Albrecht is from 12th to 8th so far. Looks like Hunter Smith missed the grid and then said, you know what, I don't even want to be here. So he's out of the races. We're going back green. Chad Frankenfield leads into the line. Frankenfield, a decent jump as they're side by side further back in the field.
Yeah, this is where you're going to see the aggression pick up. This is going to be the only real chance many people are going to have to make a pass right now.
A lot scraping the wall back further back. He's side by side with, I believe that's Norgard. And Norgard and Wagner racing back there for 10th. Leaning green up front. Frankenfield is still leading. He's dumping all the dirty air he can luster on that 91 car, and it seems to be working pretty darn well. STP colors on Chad's car, which makes me a little uncomfortable seeing him rep some of my all-time favorite colors, but I guess we'll let it slide for once.
I mean, hey, at least he's leading in it and not doing anything Chad like.
Well, it's Chad, so you know he's just kind of, it's a ticking time bomb. I feel like he got a little squirrely there in 3 and 4, so I'm not gonna say anything too crazy, but I've seen
If
I've
he's
seen
getting
it before.
squirrely, I'd really like to know how.
Maybe it's just the angle I've got. Because yeah, Stanley and you look real tight in the dirtier air, and oh, we got another car spinning. He's gonna save it. Couldn't quite tell who that was. I think it was Camargo. That was a whale of a save.
Yeah, I think it might have been Camargo and Aldridge, which those are my teammates. So it's like, no, don't. I can't afford 2 wrecked cars.
Well, good news for you is they're fake cars, so they're not going to cost you a ton.
Thank God, because I would never financially recover from that.
Chalk the lead.
Oh, did I spell it? Or did?
We knew what you meant.
Thank you, thank you.
I didn't.
And I think 29 might be pretty easy. He's going to text me tonight and be like, dude, what the heck? But he's setting sail right now, full second over Ethan Stanley as we're coming. Got 2 more laps till we're halfway. Everyone in the field's pretty much drifted up in the higher lane, at least on entry. As we got 3 cars side by side. That is Norgard and Walat back there racing for 9th and 10th. Norgard seems a little faster, but nothing much doing for him there. We got a pass. We got a maybe.
Oh, he's trying. He didn't quite have him cleared. Sending it to the inside. Not gonna clear him again. And it'll tuck back in. Heck of an effort, though.
Surprised you can see that from up there.
I have the stream up, thankfully.
Not the
Jeez.
best stream, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, how do you think I do this? I have to keep tabs on what's going on somehow.
That's awesome.
I
By the
haven't
way, he's
taken up
running-
the bottom
running
corner of
third.
my screen. Yes,
Running third.
I'm currently watching myself run third. Kind of eerie.
Yeah, 22 to go that last time by. Chad is still putting about a tenth or two on second and third per lap. As this last time by, he ran a 2016. Stanley picked it up a little bit to a 2018. And James, you ran a 2026.
I'm surprised I'm going that fast, to be honest.
Well, you're not going fast enough. You gotta push it a little bit harder.
I'm going as fast as I can. This tin can only do so much.
Chad's still pretty consistent, right in that 2016 range. You ran a 21.66 that last time by, compared to Stanley's 22.32. Look a little further back in the field. No real battles going on. Everyone's been able to keep it fairly straight for the most part in this race. We had one kind of half spin about 12 laps ago, but nothing too major. The only car out is Hunter Smith, and he missed the grid and decided he didn't want to do it anymore. 11 out of 11 cars that took the grid still on the racetrack. Frankenfield, Stanley, Watson, your top three. Osborne and Aldrich in the top five. Albrecht, Hunter, Camargo, Norgard, Wagner, your top 10. Chad takes 16 laps to go at the line. I wish I could say Stanley was catching him, but he's not. We're gonna need a yellow if I think if Chad's gonna have any sort of pressure.
And I wish I could say that I was catching Ethan Stanley, but I cannot.
What about the guy behind you?
Chad?
Is he catching up to you?
Nope. He's been at 5/10 for the last couple laps.
If it helps that Chad's not shifting.
Yeah, I can't run without shifting.
Oh, he shifted right as I said that. Never mind. He shifted. Stanley a little faster that last time. Not enough fast. Not fast enough to scare anything, but Chad's back in the ones that lap, and he put 200s on Stanley, so. Good run by Chad. This might be one of the better drives I've seen out of the guy, at least in the last 3 or 4 years. People don't know it, but back 2019, 2020, Chad was a force. He won a lot of races. Carlos, I know you were back in the 3-wide days, obviously. 3-wide TV kind of stemmed from there. But I remember Chad running in 2019, and I want to say he won 6-7 times that season against a fairly decent field.
Yeah, and plus he really likes these cars, you know, kind of like me in that sense. These cars are just a lot of fun, and they really just tie the whole weekend together of the Indy 500. That's why every time I went the last couple years, except for this year, I always try to make it out to Carb night. Oh, Osborne sideways!
Caution.
Osborne spins it out, and Chad's shaking his head. Osborne was having a really good run too. That's unfortunate for him to spin out like that and cause a caution. Not sure what happened. Chad's waiting for the pace car. We'll take a look at the replay, see what happened to the number 20 car of Josh Osborne. He just got in there real hot, got it loose. Kind of a similar thing to what happened to Wagner earlier in the race. Almost did a carbon copy of his spin earlier in the race, just on the different end of the track. He drove it in there. He turned. Oh, he shifted. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but on the seam with the shift. And once these things get sideways, it's not very easy to get them back going straight. So, unfortunate for Osborne. He'll go back to the back of the pack. And we've got 1 to green already. And it looks like we're going to have about 7 laps to go. Pace car is off. Chad warming up the tires. Restart zone it appears, and he's off. Chad, another good jump. Stanley, not a great jump. Watson underneath him for second as we enter 1. Still side by side. Stanley tied off the 2, able to get the run off the outside. He'll dive it in, and he's a little sideways as well, trying to find any clean air he could get, and he's not quite getting it. He'll go all the way to the yellow line this time through 1 and 2. 5 laps to go at the line. Stanley on the hunt with Frankenfield. Watson on the hunt for the both of them. Stanley may have found something down on that yellow line. As I say that, he drifts up almost into the wall off of turn 4. 5 to go from IRP. Three and a third miles left, less than that, even as I say that, as Watson dives underneath Stanley, trying to get a run at second place. Nothing there out of 4 to go. Stanley had his chance there to try and get underneath Chad. Chad's running away from them once again. Aldrich not too far behind Watson either. The top 4, a little bit of a gap over 5th. Stanley back to the yellow line. Watson gonna have a bit of a run, 3 to go. Everyone's searching for clean air. Aldrich and Albrecht back there, 4th and 5th, doing their best to find some clean air as well. The best battle in the top 5 is that for second. Watson dives it in there, almost makes contact with Ethan Stanley. We're coming to the white flag, this time by Chad Frankenfield, 0.7 of a second out in front. But the battle is for second. White flag flies. Watson trying to find a way around the 91. Proving to be difficult to do so, as it always is. But we'll look back forward. Chad Frankenfield out of turn 4. He'll win it. Chad Frankenfield wins the Freedom 50 from IRP ahead of Ethan Stanley, James Watson, Victor Aldrich, and Chris Albrecht, the top 5.
Oh, it's not every day you get to have a legitimate battle for position with Ethan Stanley. I will take that.
E3's a good run as we see Chad going up to the front stretch to do his victory celebration.
He has to turn off his trash control.
He'll burn him down. Really good drive by Chad, though. He was able to... Stanley cleared him, actually, on the initial start from the second starting position. And Chad was able to work his way back by while the tires still had some good in them. And he was flawless from there, pulled away, and got the checkered flag.
Yeah, it was really just a battle for qualifying. You know, getting that pole is sometimes can be a automatic win in some cases.
Well, it wasn't an automatic win tonight, but he was still able to get it done. Good run there by Chad. Hopefully we could keep at least this amount of cars for the next race.
Well, let's go over the race results here, as you guys have already just started doing that.
Yeah, kind of went over it already as they crossed the line, but obviously Chad Frankenfield there in first, Stanley second, James Watson, a good little run. Announcer driver, that's got to be a little difficult, but he was able to do pretty good there. Third place, Victor Aldrich fourth, Albrecht fifth, Hunter sixth, Leighton Norgard came home seventh, Camargo in 8th, Wagner 9th, Josh Osborne came back for 10th, Wallot in 11th, Hunter Smith 12th, and Logan Edwards rounded out the field in 13th. My name's on there, which is cool for me, but obviously I'm not running. I'll remember to join as a spectator for the next one.
I messaged Chad. I don't know if he's gonna get on for an interview. I think the last time he won, he also declined one. But we will see. In the meantime, do you guys have any takeaways from the race here?
I mean, that was a little bit better race. At least the first, it was Clayton Green for the most part. A couple little self spins, but nothing, no damage really done. Good battle there between Chad and Stanley at the beginning of the race, and then between Watson and Stanley there for second. Pretty good show. Hopefully they can put on another show in the next race.
Yes, sir. Here's hoping. It was definitely an interesting race. It's always a lot of fun to drive these cars and drive them on a short track. And can't wait to see what the next one brings.
I don't think he's going to do an interview, so we'll go ahead and take our final break of the night before we transition on into the final race of Carb Day, the Freedom 75. And that is going to be involving, right here, the Indy Pro 2000s. So it should be 75 laps of some very fun racing here to round off the night.
Welcome back for the fourth and final race of the night, the third being at IRP for the Freedom 75. This is a 75-lap race on the 2/3 of a mile Indianapolis Raceway Park in the Indy Pro 2000. We'll be back here in a second as a driver/announcer. I'm looking forward to this one, a little bit longer race. Unfortunately, the car count's not phenomenal, but hopefully we can get a good show out of it nonetheless. I PM Chad to see if he wanted me to be a driver announcer too, just so we have 8 cars, but he hasn't said anything back, so we'll see.
He's too busy.
He is too busy.
And yeah, this is the final one. You know, this is my fourth one doing this, and it's always very fun to do, and it's always a shame when it ends, especially when the car count gets a little low. It's a lot of fun racing throughout the whole night, but you know, so all the drivers have showed up, even if you can only show up for a little bit. Thank you so much. You guys helped make a truly fantastic night even more fun.
We live?
Having a little bit of an issue with SDK.
Oh,
Not in the server. Having a little bit of an issue with SDK, but that's fine. We got backup graphics.
woohoo!
What happens when you come prepared?
Yeah. Ooh, the old school.
Love it.
All right, how many cars we got? We got
8.
Chad Frankenfield on the pole, James
let's
Watson second, Aldrich in third,
Yeah.
Wallach fourth, and I'll let you continue there.
That was good. Sorry, I was zoning out. We got Dave Huckleberry starting 5th, and then Nietzsche Camargo starting 6th, Wagner and Osborne 7th and 8th, and that will round out the field.
Tate, are you good? Not Tate, excuse me. James, are you good?
I sure am.
Well, you got a second there. How's your outlook going for the race?
Well, I think I'm in a good position. If you can't get the pole, obviously second is a place you want to be. It gives you good position, being able to hold on to the outside, and hopefully you can just settle into a rhythm and try to see what happens. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to go, because like I think Chad's just a little bit better than me, especially saving tires. I am horrendous when it comes to tire saving with this car at this track. I don't know why, but I always just nuke the right front, and tire wear is going to be a huge issue. Oval tires on this car, they wear quickly and they wear fast, so it's basically going to be who can save tires the best.
75 laps around here is a long time, especially on a single set of tires. I know I said that before the last race, but we got 25 extra laps. The track is a little bit cooler, so we'll see how that affects the tires and the cars. But Chad Frankfield, pole position, second race in a row. He'll lead the field out at turn 4. We'll wait for Barney to wave the flag, and it's out. Green flag is in the air. Chad Frankenfield leads him to the line. He'll dive it on in there, trying to clear Watson, as Osborne has gone from 8th to 4th on the opening quarter. He is throwing that thing in there. Watson trying to get to the outside of Chad. Nothing there. Chad's going to file into the lead. Frankenfield, Watson, Aldrich, Osborne, and Wallat side by side for 4th.
Yeah, he just kind of parked it on the exit of turn 2.
Osborne clears, but he is in the fence off of turn 2. And they're wrecking
we
on
got some sort of issue. No caution as of yet.
Margo.
Oh, now
Caution,
we're getting
caution.
Osborne wrecked it all on his own on the front stretch. Camargo on the back stretch. Not sure what happened to him, but yeah, Osborne looped it. He was driving about as hard as you could possibly drive.
Looks like contact from Jason Wallat just shoots Naiji down into the inside wall. And that is going to be an expensive fix for me.
Well, Camargo's out. Osborne, I think, is okay, but he was driving that thing like a bat out of hell. It was impressive that first corner, but I mean, I think he forgot the fact that there was still 70-some laps to go, and yeah, it's just not a sustainable way to drive it, as we'll take 1 to green here at the line.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this race goes now with us able to settle down just a little bit.
Yeah, that was an interesting start of the game race from my perspective, just with the cars. Some people taking it easy, some people just driving like crazy. As we're coming to the green flag once again. 70 to go at the line, 7 cars on the track. And we'll take off. Green flag is in the air. Osborne jumped the start.
Oh, Chad is getting pretty squirrely.
Watson trying off of turn 2, side by side. Chad is squirrely. Watson's going to look low now. Low line's good on entry, high line's good on exit for those who are unaware. Watson side by side through the center of 1 and 2, unable to get clear. Chad will clear him off the corner, and they'll dive into turn 3, one after another. Close behind is Victor Aldrich. Just in case anything were to happen between these top 2. Watson going to run a little higher line, try and get a little bit of clean air on the nose of that car. Chad's been fairly committed to that seam just below the white line, as he's a little higher than that this time through 3 and 4.
Yeah, I was hoping I'd get him on that massive send, but he pulled the crossover pretty well.
I mean, hey, that's as close as we've seen anyone passing him here in a little while, so we'll take it. In 4th is Jason Wallat. 5th is Osborne. Huckleberry 2 seconds behind him in 6th. And Matt Wagner another 1.5 seconds back in 7th. The closest battle currently is the battle we have on your screen of 2nd and 3rd between Watson and Aldrich, as we still have 64 laps to go this time by. Unfortunate that the longest race also has the smallest car count, but we will
and that's
with what we got.
That's very irritating because this is the best car. This car is awesome. It's fun to drive. You can see it's a heck of a lot more raceable. You know, there's tire wear that you really have to worry about and be conscientious of. So, yeah, it's a bummer that this has the smallest field.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some excitement throughout the race. but pretty spread out. 7 cars. I think the two best throughout the night are the top 2 at the moment. I think Chad's going to be pretty tough to pass, though, unless he's going to make a mistake, which he was a little squirrely there on that restart, but now that the tires got some heat in him, he seems like he's setting sail right on that seam like he's been all night, as we'll go on board with the 39 car. Chad's running the white line in 3 and 4, and the seam in 1 and 2, it kind of appears, at least when he hits his marks. Watson a little higher, trying to get the clean air. The highlight doesn't seem to really be much faster unless you're side by side. It's a good line to run to protect a spot, but that seam seems to be the best line so far. But it's also hard to run when you got someone right in front of you doing it already.
Yeah, the high side is also better for saving tires. You know, it's one of the few places on iRacing where the high side is kind of the tire save line. So I'm just, you know, trying to turn laps at this point and hope I can keep mine in better condition. But like I said in the USF race, you know, Chad having the that clean air, it's just such a massive advantage for tire save. And plus, with how hard I was pushing, trying to get by him on the 2 restarts, I don't know if I'll be able to have enough left to really battle it out with him. Especially since, like I said, I'm really not good at saving tires at this track.
4th place, Jason Wallot in the wall a little bit on the front stretch that time by. No harm, no foul, but he is dropping quickly from those top 3, 4/10 a lap. So he'll be lap traffic. It's crazy to say in a seven-man race, but lap traffic could come into play here in not too long. Last place is about 8 seconds behind the leader. It takes about 19 seconds, so another 10, 11 seconds gained at 4/10 a lap. It could come pretty quick. Top 3 seem to be in a league of their own. They're all in the 19.1 second bracket, and 4th is 19.50. As I know no one else cares, but my New Mexico State Aggies have scored 21 unanswered points against Liberty to go up 7 with 12 minutes left in the 4th quarter, which is
hell yeah.
Yeah, we 2 things we do in this house is we love the Aggies and we hate the Flames, so let's go.
Amen to that.
Flames ball on their own 25, 1st down and 10. Pass out to the right, good for a gain of 6, be 2nd down and 4.
Going full Kevin Harlan right now. I'm calling both games.
Might as well until we get a little action on the track. As those top 3 pulling away. Watson able to match Frankenfield's lap times for the most part as Josh Osborne tail slaps the wall off of turn 2 back in 5th, 5 seconds behind the leader. Would not be shocked if we get another caution there at some point. He is driving it really, really hard. He's going to hit the wall again off of 2. Pretty much a 3-man race. Frankenfield, Watson, Aldrich. A little 5-second gap back to Wallot and Osborne. They're kind of on a little bit of an island, and then another 4 or 5 seconds back to Wagner and Huckleberry, who are now 10 seconds behind the leader. So on the leader is relative, and only being lap 28 of 75. I would imagine Frankenfield will lap at least a couple of them. Liberty's got the ball at the 44-yard line, 2nd and 5. Gonna run a little drop play up the middle. Gain of a yard or 2, 3rd down and 3.
What yard line are they at?
They're on, I think they're on 47 now. 3rd and 3. Need to stop here, Aggies. Come on. The Aggies were down 20-6 at half. Touchdowns in the second half compared to 0 from Liberty is a good thing for me. And they sacked him. Let's go, Aggies.
Nice.
As Frankenfield, he's not much faster than 2nd and 3rd, but he's just enough faster to where he's just slowly tippy-toeing his way away from them. Running that seam. He's got all the clean air on the nose of the car, which, as James said earlier, is very advantageous in these open wheel cars, specifically at a short, flat oval like Indianapolis Raceway Park.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to make passes here through the field when everyone is suffering from some sort of error wash, but it's not easy to catch someone and run someone down and pass them when they're the leader and you're P2.
Yeah, Osborne gonna hit the wall again. Kind of watching this little battle on my screen as you got the leaders on yours. Osborne, the way he's driving that thing, he's gonna wreck it again. Just 40 laps to go. I don't see any way around it. Trying real hard though. He was down on the apron last time by and hit the wall off 2. Pretty good 3 and 4 there. He'll enter kind of right on that seam that Chad's been running, which is, I think, where you need to be unless you got a car right in front of you, which he does. Car in front of him from a little higher. He drives it in there. Drives it in there harder than anyone I've seen.
Yeah, them tires are going to be gone here pretty soon.
Really competitive lap though, only a couple tenths off of the leader. That time by for Osborne and Wallot. Osborne a little higher entry this time. He's trying to get 4th position away from Jason Wallot. They are about 8 seconds behind the leader of Chad Frankenfield. Osborne's got to run. He's going to type it in there. Oh, he's going to go all the way down onto the yellow line. He's alongside. Dive it down in there again. We'll see how this works for him. Able to keep it pretty low. Actually, a pretty good job there by Josh Osborne getting around the 76 of Jason Wallot.
Yeah, that was a really nice pass, honestly. Really hard to pull off, too.
He did a really good job keeping that thing down there. He's 2 tenths off of Chad, but honestly, that's not terrible. Wallot's tires seem to be gone. He's falling off pretty quickly as Huckleberry has gotten passed by Wagner again, and he's on about 4 seconds out in front of the leader. We'll have a little bit of lap traffic here shortly. I don't think Chad will waste too much time with anyone tonight, but Chad's still running around 19-19 last time by compared to Watson's 19-28. So little by little, Chad's stretching out his lead. That time by Watson actually cuts into it by about 300ths of a second.
Yeah, I'm just kind of cruising at this point. I don't think if I like turn the wick up right now, so to speak, I'd be able to run him down. So really, I'm just trying to conserve a little bit and hopefully get a caution and have something left for that.
Yeah, it's probably the highest percentage move at this point. We've got 30 laps to go, which isn't a ton, but it's going by quickly with only 7 cars on the track as Chad's catching David Huckleberry in the number 52 to put him a lap down. Huckleberry running the 5th lane all the way up on the wall. Chad's still fairly committed to that seam. Seems to be working pretty well for him as Chad's going to go down. He's side by side with Huckleberry. This is a little nerve-wracking, especially as the leader, as Huckleberry's almost in the wall. But Chad will get by, he'll clear him off into 1. And that puts 6 cars on the lead lap now.
I think we might have a battle brewing between Willott and Wagner. Wags is starting to run Jason down ever so slightly.
Yeah, Wagner's running some pretty good lap times at the moment. Willott has fallen off pretty good as Osborne's making a pretty big dive in lap time as well. Wagner a full 8/10 faster than Willott that last time by. On the gearbox, Willott, he's in the fence a little bit.
Whoa.
He gets underneath him. He's going to run the seam down there in 3 and 4, cut it down. He's got the dirty wake of Osborne out in front. He'll pull back in line behind the 76. He's almost into the left rear tire. That would have been fatal for one of them. As they drag race down the backstretch, Willott and Wagner. Wagner trying to make the move, and he will. He'll clear Jason Willott for 5th place, and he'll set his sights on Josh Osborne for 4th, as they are currently 13 seconds behind our leader, Chad Frankenfield. The odds of Chad lapping them are much greater than any of them winning the race, but they are still putting on a heck of a show, as Wagner goes to the outside of Osborne, and he'll make the move for 4th. Just like that, Osborne back to 5th. Osborne's right front tire has fallen off of a cliff the last 10 laps. He was able to get by Willott not too long ago, but ever since he has not had the front end grip to get off these corners. And Wagner is actually running some of the fastest lap times on the track. He is only 200 slower that last time by than Frankenfield. Unfortunately for him, he is way too far back of the leaders to do anything with them. But still impressive to have so much pace in the car this far into the race.
Yeah, that's the thing about these tires, is that they feel like they have a lot of grip for a long time. That's why it's hard to save tire in a way, because you don't really feel it for the most part until it gets around 50%, and then you start to feel it, and then when you get when you get to 50%, the wear will increase. Like all of a sudden, another like 5-10 laps, and you're suddenly in the 20s, and that's when the cliff just happens, and the car just dies, like disintegrates once you get to 50%.
Yeah, there might be a temperature threshold too, which once it gets above, say, 260, it's no longer wanting to stick to the track. It's just like if you heat it up, say if you have a glue stick, it's going to stick pretty good to that paper until you get it hot, and it's just going to slide across it after that. And that's kind of the same thing with these tires. Wagner's still putting pretty good lap times.
The tires can take a lot of temperature and still have a good amount of grip, but the thing you have to worry about is the thermal degradation, because when it gets to those high temps, that's when the tire wear really starts to accelerate. It's not like the Indy Light.
Osborne pulling off. I think he might have a flat tire.
Yep. Also, I just now got the 50% warning for my tires, which honestly, making it to lap 60, I'm kind of proud of myself for that.
Osborne was just about to be passed by Frankenfield. He put a lap down, as Frankenfield now has the 5th place runner of Jason Wallot in his, I'm going to say windshield, but that's not a thing. But you guys know what I mean. Out of his front visor, we'll say. And he's catching him pretty quickly. No real challenge to Chad at this point. James, you're about 2.5 seconds back of him right now, and you've got another 1.5 seconds or more on Victor Aldrich. So our positions as of right now are pretty set in stone unless we have some sort of chaos at the end of this thing, which is not completely out of the question. Chad able to get around the wall a lot without problem. Dove it to the bottom a little early to protect his right rear tire on entry, and he'll drive away. Now nearly 3 seconds out in front.
Now, I will say, back in the early days of this car on the service, it did have a specific temperature threshold that you had to be worried about, because the moment it hit that temperature threshold, the grip just literally turned off. Like, you get the right rear up to like I think it was 250, and you just immediately spin. No warning, no nothing, just, oh, you're going around now. Thankfully, with the tire model change, about a year after that, that went away and the car became a lot more drivable. But yeah, it was really sketchy there early on.
Yeah, Chad, I mean, he's only about 3/10 off his fast lap right now, and he's obviously just kind of cruising. Not much tire fall off, but I will say that the handling, those 3/10 they've lost have come at the expense of some handling. Definitely having to be more patient up and off the corner, or you'll find yourself with the right front into the outside wall off of one of these corners, as we're down to 8 to go in the Freedom 75. Chad Frankenfield has led every lap of the race so far, unless James, you barely beat him that one lap, but I still think he got you barely, maybe. So led every lap. He led every lap in the last race, just about as well. Only real challenge came from Ethan Stanley early on in the race. And as per usual, this has been a night of Chad Frankenfield. Some of his favorite events in real life, and definitely some of his favorite events on the service that the Elite Racing League puts on throughout the year. He is setting sail. He's got Huckleberry out in front to put him a lap down again. He might catch him. Wagner's up there, but Wagner's running fast enough that I don't think Chad's going to be able to get there. So it should be pretty smooth sailing for him here on out with 5 to go. Drive it down to that seam like we've talked about, actually getting a little below it. Nice and patient in 4th gear, back up to 5th. Go through the corners, down below that seam. Shifting up to 5th on the straights. He's entering kind of on the seam. And 50 laps ago, he'd stay on that seam, but he's cutting down a little lower just to kind of set up the exit. Doesn't want to get too high on exit and risk pulling a JR Hildebrand and plowing the outside wall coming out of turn 4. Take 2 to go this time by. I still think he's going to get to Huckleberry. I don't think Dave will give him too much of a riot, though. 2 to go for Chad Frankenfield. 1.33 miles to go for our league owner. I'm sure he's won this race a few times, as he's going to let off. He's not even going to chance it. He's going to let this thing ride behind Dave. He's got a big enough lead to Watson. White flag is in the air this time by. Up in the Miller Lite paint scheme. I know he's got a strong attachment to it. He's run it quite a few times. He'll go through 3 and 4 for the last time. And for the second time of the night, I'm calling Chad Frankenfield to the line. He'll take the checkered flag and win the Freedom 75. It'll be a very unpopular victory for the field, but when only 7 cars show up, I don't know what you expect. Comes down to the front stretch. He'll do some more victory burnouts. Cars don't put off very much smoke. Park it there, and another excellent drive from Chad Frankenfield. It was kind of a 3-car battle in there the last 30 or so laps. He was able to just creep away ever so slightly just about every lap. And yeah, pretty dominant win by him. But hey, James, second place isn't too bad.
Yeah, I think this is back-to-back second places here at the Freedom 75. It's a bummer to come up short again, but it's still good to at least come out and have a good run and put up a bit of a show. I talked a lot about my experience and time in this car, so to get at least some sort of result to back up everything, back up my talk a little bit, it's appreciated and necessary. So yeah, I'll take it. A fourth, a third, and a second for me, and murdered running P3 in the other one. So I'm about as satisfied as you can get, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty good run for you there. It looks like we got Chad Frankenfield up in victory lane. Chad, as much as I hated watching you win a couple races tonight, you had to have a heck of a run, led a lot of laps. Really good run in the Freedom 100 when things went south. And I think you were second, first at IRP tonight. I know you've got a strong emotional attachment to Indianapolis Raceway Park, everything that has to do with the Indy 500. How do you feel tonight? I know it's 10 o'clock over there, but how do you feel coming home? 2 victories and another podium. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can, and that's always good. I don't really win much anymore, so I'll take it, even if it's against 6 cars. No, it's just fun to come out and some races in, and fortunately I'm pretty fast at IRP, so did pretty well tonight. But yeah, I mean, it's about having fun coming on out and kind of doing our own month of May. The participation was pretty good today. So everything just kind of building towards the big race on Thursday.
Yeah, big race, 33 cars on Thursday. How do you feel about? I think you won it last season, actually. Maybe 2 seasons ago was last season.
Yeah, it was this race last fall.
So a year ago, how do you feel your odds are going into it this time? I know we've had a few updates since then. I think the tire might even be a little bit different. The track is different, as I found out. A little bit different rules on the pit exit. How do you feel going into this race compared to the one last fall where you were able to?
I think it's similar. I think Robert Maleska made a setup for us. I think it's going to be really good. And race tram earlier, I don't think we're going to see guys gap the field, but I also don't think it's going to be a 2x2x2x2 race. So I think it's going to be interesting how the race plays out. I don't think we'll go caution free this time around either. So it's really just putting yourself in the right spot that last 50 laps. Trouble. So starting front row, a lot of teammates around. Track position is really, really important. So if you can just keep the track position, especially that front 3, you're setting yourself up for a good night. So hopefully we can keep it there. And just want to shout out Little League of Racing, kicking the tires, and then you and Carlos for coming on board. I know some of these races aren't always most exciting, but I do appreciate you guys helping out. And yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow night, big race at Daytona for the Cup Series, and then the Indy 500 on Thursday.
Yeah, a couple major tracks there, Daytona and Indianapolis back-to-back nights. And for the record, these races, the last 2 at least, would have been a lot more exciting without you in the field. But good races, good wins. Glad that I could help out for once and come up into the booth. And I'll be rooting against you tomorrow night, and I'll be rooting for Thursday night. So go get yourself a checkered flag there, brother.
Appreciate you.
All right, you guys have any final thoughts before I wrap up the race?
No, I mean that last 75 went by pretty fast. James, you could probably add a little bit more considering you're behind the steering wheel, but from my perspective, it was pretty much just kind of a battle between the top three to see who could save the most tire, and Chad was able to do so with that clean air and was able to drive away the last 25-30 laps.
Yeah, it would have been interesting if we got a caution there at the end. But yeah, it was still a great race. And, you know, whenever you have to balance the tire wear and not just going full sprint no matter what, it's definitely a lot of fun to be a part of and a lot of fun to watch too.
Well, it's only 7 o'clock for me, but I know it's getting late for you guys. You better head off to bed. But if you're still watching this, thanks for hanging out with it. Obviously, like Chad said, the last couple races may not have been the most exciting, but thanks for sticking around, and make sure to join us tomorrow night at 5:30 on the Elite Racing Network for Daytona Cup Series cutoff race. And then, of course, Thursday night I don't know what time I said. I think I'm speaking my time. I'm Pacific, so add 3 if you're on the East Coast. 4:30 my time on Thursday night for the Indianapolis 500. It's always a good one to watch. Super competitive, and you never really know who's going to win it until you're coming down those last couple laps. So make sure to check those out, and we'll see you next time.